Winter whispered in a gathering wind as snow drifted over his small form, and he could feel the darkness gathering, could sense the sun was almost gone. So cold. The boy cried and held himself and wished desperately that he was someplace else, someplace warm. As he cried, he trembled and rocked back and forth on the snow-covered ground, his teeth chattering. There was no place to go, and nothing he could do but cry. He wished someone would find him. Deep in the forest, Hunter moved like a human tiger, bending to study the ground with a quick, keen alertness. In the distance behind him, he heard National Guard helicopters fly in a wild and desperate pattern. He paid them no heed as he moved quickly forward, knowing that Cal Hill was right. The boy would probably die with night, probably within a few hours. Then, hurling a log that the child had slid beneath, Hunter bent down, studying the ground again. The boy was wandering left, right, left again, as a child had the frustrating habit of doing. That's what made a child far more difficult to track than a full-grown man. A man would generally move in a fast, straight line, but a child would just venture aimlessly. No true sense of purpose or direction, as he became distracted by the tiniest things. Also, Hunter could tell from the dragging tracks that the boy was perilously fatigued, and with the cold slowing his blood, he would be even more disoriented. Hunter bent and read the tiny, almost indiscernible tracks. If the boy weighed more, it would have been far easier. But the kid was so light, the tracks so vague, that he had to be careful not to miss them in the fast fading light. Then he raised his face against the descending sun and frowned, imagining what the boy would be feeling, scared and lost and alone in the harsh wilderness. Hunter's gaze hardened. No, boy, you ain't gonna die. It had taken him an hour to find tracks that hadn't been marred by search parties. Then, tracking for another hour, he saw where the search party had lost the boy's prints. And for the last 2 hours, Hunter had pushed himself without remorse, allowing no rest. He knew he was close, just as he knew he was almost out of time. Nor did he think the child had gone too much farther, because his tracks, prints left by the tiny shoes, were beginning to drag severely, a dangerous sign of fatigue. He saw where the kid was resting more and more often. Racing a dying sun, Hunter moved more quickly, bending and searching, anticipating the child's moves more effectively because he had tracked so many children and knew basically how they moved. He raised his eyes toward a nearby slope and read the almost invisible scuff marks left where the boy scampered up the ridge. Trying to think ahead of the game, Hunter searched ahead for the path a child would take. Almost instantly, he saw a break in the ridge, a path of light. I knew it was the most likely direction. He moved quickly forward again, making sure he didn't lose even the faintest print, because he had no time to backtrack. And he was near the ridge when he saw where the boy had fallen, and he paused, staring down. He felt tempted to rush, but a practiced discipline gave him patience to study the ground, making certain. There. Examining the tiny print closely, Hunter saw it sloping on the right and knew the boy had turned left. Wandering again, he followed it, ignoring the brutal cold enveloping him. With Ghost running lightly beside him, Hunter moved in a loping crouch. Fast but cautious. Always cautious, because he knew the child would wander away from the path at any point. He didn't cast another glance at the last crimson light of the sun as he moved along the ridge. Fatigued from moving ceaselessly for hours and expending extraordinary concentration to read the almost invisible tracks was beginning to take a toll. But Hunter knew in his heart that it had come to this moment. He was only minutes from the last light and minutes from the boy. But he had to find the child before the last light, because even he couldn't track in the dark. I ain't gonna let you die, kid. I ain't gonna let you die. Something huge, dark and frightening, suddenly and silently loomed out of the shadowed granite slab above him. The boy looked up to see a man. A man and a wolf. Yes, it was a man and it was a wolf. The boy beheld the beast's black eyes staring over him with such intensity, saw the slightly distended fangs that glinted sharp white even in moonlight, and felt new fear. Then the man and the wolf dropped without a sound from the rock and bent over him, man speaking soothingly as the huge wolf pressed a warm nose against his cheek. Making him smile, the boy raised a shaking hand, touching the warmth of the thick black mane. Without another word, the man gently wrapped him in his coat and lifted him from the hateful ground. And then they were moving through the trees, with the sound of a great roaring of wind. The shadowed leaves and limbs sliding over them, but never touching them, because the man held him so close and so strong. He was warm again, and reaching up, he felt the man's great strength, and knew he was safe. Yeah, baby, I hope you enjoyed that. That little taste. Very First Blood. It reminds me so much of First Blood. This book has so many awesome Rambo references without direct references to Rambo. Really reminds me of First Blood. Both versions, like the novel First Blood and the movie. But anyway, we'll be getting back to these excerpts in a few weeks. If you want to hear more, leave me a comment below, please. I would love to hear what you think about this book, what you think about this one, and as a Rambo film. You know, I gotta run, but until next sign, or till we meet again, I'm your host, Matt, aka Coon, and thank you for joining us down this long road that is Rambomania. You at home make all the difference. If you have any thoughts to share, you know what, we'll discuss them on the show. If you write to me in the comments below, we'll discuss it on the show, or maybe we can have you on. Check us out at Rambomania Forever on Facebook, or check me out, Matt Thomas Marshall, on Facebook. So with that, I hope everybody has a great week. When we come back, we'll see you with Mr. Patton is going to be here. Mark Patton from Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. And we're going to also take a look at Drago, maybe before Creed Week or during Creed Week, because it is the Rocky Universe spinoff, you know. And we do have the script, and it's fabulous, and we're going to go through the whole script from beginning to end. So with that, I just want to wish everybody a great night and a great week. I hope everything's good for everybody. And with that, once again, As always, from the bottom of my heart, thanks for watching.